Welcome, everyone, to Season 5, Episode 3 of Kicks at the Castle. This is a podcast by three sneakerheads dedicated to that Disney lifestyle. As Walt would say, to all those who listen to this happy podcast, welcome. My name is Ruby, and I'm going to be your host today because our man John is out. I am joined by Matt.
Yo, what's going on, everyone?
And our special guest. Welcome to the pod, Big Drip Griffin. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Awesome. We have a great show planned for you all this week. We're going to catch up on some news items, get to our fit of the week. We'll do some world versus land. We're going to be talking about some za, or some people call it pizza. Then I will share a plant-based option, and we're going to catch up on some recent trips on property and then get to know Griffin better. So first up, we've got some pickups.
Pick it up, groove. Baby girl, watch how you move. I got them vests on my shoes.
This week's hit and misses. Griffin, what do you want to share with us?
So I've had a lot of things that have kind of gotten over the last couple of weeks. First off, I moved, so I have a new apartment. So that's one.
Yay.
Kind of a big one. After that, I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, and I've kind of recently moved to the area. So the first thing I got is a new snapback. Is there a retro? They did like a reverse retro jersey. And that's what it looks like is this. It's like kind of like storming on it. After that, not going to be pictured is my fiance got me the Shy 2s for my birthday. And then what else? I'm a huge weeb, and I went to the outlets and they actually had the Naruto and Zion merch. So I got that. And then I got
someone pointed that out too. I think it was Tony Nakanari that pointed out the Naruto stuff.
Very cool.
Is the other one, the Sage Mode. And then the last shirt I got was, I was telling Matt about this a couple weeks ago that I was looking for it and I couldn't find it in my size, but I finally did. The Marvel Spider-Man shirt that they've been having at the park. I could only find it at Disney Springs and Epcot, strangely enough. It's not at Hollywood Studios at all. And the last pick, I love this, like the vintage, like comic book look of it. And then the last thing I got was, these are for a little birthday gift for myself. I found it, the St. Patty's Day Dunk.
Ooh.
Nice.
They were a clearance find.
Wow.
What?
Yep, I got some friends who were looking out for me, and they saw them at a store, so I was able to get them there. It helps that I'm a size 15, so stuff just doesn't sell for my
dude,
stuff
that's
sometimes.
Crazy. $49.99.
Yep,
that is wild.
I feel like you have like two ends of the spectrum. It's like your stuff doesn't sell in your size, and you can probably like find it somewhere, or if it's like something really hard to get, they're so limited in your size, so it becomes extras.
Almost all of the, like, whenever anyone posts in Discord about like different like sizing for what releases are going to be, it's always like size 15, 115 total pairs released on sneakers, but every other size is like a couple thousand. So so it's either I'm competing with like a couple thousand people for 115 shoes, or they just overstock and no one wants it. So it's kind of 50-50.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then also the last thing is going to kind of go into my recent trips, but I'll show it now. Seeing it is a pickup, is I got the Cal Kestis lightsaber from the Jedi Fallen Order.
Wow.
Nice.
It looks rad.
And that's
Did
it.
you,
Where you went into like custom build yours?
That was gonna be my question here.
So it was actually one of the legacy lightsabers. So it's based on Cal Kestis from the video game Jedi Fallen Order, and they actually gave it to him, like the actor / him. I think back in like the summer, they like decided to add. They did like a fan vote for 2 people to get added, and one was Cal Kestis, and the other I think was Darth Sidious. So they added both of those for the legacy lightsaber. So, and I love the game, so I was just like, yeah, I need that lightsaber.
Nice. Do you plan to like hang it anywhere, or like just kind of keep it around to?
I'm probably just going to keep it around. I would say that the best feature that's had so far, because I haven't really been to the parks with it, is just that my fiance and I, we have a cat, and she absolutely hates it.
Burger and fries.
So I'll just chase her around the apartment with it like lit up, and she'll just start like, trying to swat at it.
So it's been a torture device so far.
Yep. But otherwise,
Awesome.
that's what I picked up.
That's it. You're on that Ruby game right now, just popping out a million things. That's it. Awesome. Matt, what about you? What do you got this week?
All right, I had a dry week last week, and I know I said I got something for you guys. So Just one thing this week from last drop, the Air Jordan 1 True Blues.
Oh, nice.
This was a very easy cop for everyone. Picked these up from Finish Line. A lot of people, I guess they saw pictures and they thought this gray suede or nubuck was brown. It's definitely gray. Looking at it, yeah, it is definitely more of, it's not like suede, that fuzzy suede, but it's more like a nubuck suede, if that makes sense. Quality is it's okay. It's not like tumble leather or anything. It is kind of like that cheap Air Jordan 1 type leather. But yeah, these were very easy cop. I got these from Finish Line, like I said. It was funny because I was like waiting in line and then everyone had like stuff, like they were buying like clothes or like they had like shoes and stuff. And I was just waiting in line and I didn't have anything. And people in front of me were like, "Are you buying stuff? Like what you don't have anything?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I have a reservation. Like, what are you getting?" And then they just had these like stacked in the back, right
Yeah.
behind the register, just stacked. And I was like, "Oh, I'm getting one of those shoes."
Well,
It was
hopefully
pretty
that like continues to be the case for a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
But I would like it to be a lot easier to get the shoes I want. I think they do look nice, but I didn't go for them because I'm
Yeah.
trying to like consolidate right now and like scale down a bit. But I
Yeah.
want to like get some other stuff. So that's why I'm trying to like, okay, what don't I wear as much? So I'm trying to be a little more selective.
So yeah, I've been trying to just like slow down on my buying of Jordan 1s because I've just like bought like almost like all the ones that popped out recently. So I wait on these, but those Laneys are coming up in a couple of weeks. I think in February they drop. Those look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those should be an easy cop too.
Hopefully. Well, for me, I'm having kind of a little bit of a dry spell also as far as sneakers go. But I did get in a t-shirt that I've been waiting for that I ordered a while ago. So it's my Cactus Plant Flea Market McDonald's shirt. I got it in the black. I love it. I love like Cactus Plant Flea Market puffy. So I like
Is that the
this.
front or back?
This is the front.
Oh, nice.
And then this is the back. So it's pretty nice shirt. I got mine pretty oversized. I always love oversized stuff. So that I got in the mail while I was gone. While I was at the park, I picked up a patch. So Luigi made me like a jean jacket or he didn't make the jean jacket, but he got me a jean jacket for my birthday last year and put a bunch of patches on it. So I've been trying to collect more patches to just add to it. And I just thought like, this is a cool, like old style looking mini. So that's pretty cute. Love to collect my tumblers. So I have the Disneyland version of this with Minnie. So I had to get the Walt Disney World version also. Got it for my mom. We're both tumbler collectors. And then last but not least, I was so excited about this. So I have to say I pre-order stuff on Loungefly a lot. And the downside is always that it takes like hella long to get stuff. So I was literally ordering this while I was in the park last week. And I was like, oh, it'd probably take me like months to get it, but whatever. And literally by the time I was back home, it shipped and arrived within 2 days of me ordering it. So I don't know if like me speaking that out into the ether changed my luck. But it is a Roz Loungefly. She's like corduroy on the side. She's got her little pearl glasses chain. I freaking love Roz. It's like the name of my headphones. She's always watching. I'm always listening.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Like she's my girl. So I was really excited when I saw they were gonna release this Loungefly. And I got it and I'm excited. On the inside it says, "I'm watching you, Wazowski, always watching." So I think it's just a really cute backpack and I can't wait to figure out what shoes I'm going to wear with it to the park.
That was pretty dope. That's like very detailed.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. And I really love this, like the texture corduroy for her little sweater. I feel like that's a really nice touch. So that is what I picked up this week. Cool. So with that, we will move on to Newsies.
Newsies.
So I added in a couple things here, and Matt, I know you did as well. So first up, the Joe Freshgood Vans collab. I saw some folks post this in the Discord as well. What do y'all think?
I know Griffin's excited because he can go back to Wisconsin and rock these in the snow.
See, that's also why I got out of Wisconsin, because I just don't like the snow at all. But see, my thing with Vans is like I like what they have. There's a lot of cool collabs they did. Like they did a collab with Sailor Moon a couple months ago, and everything that they do is cool. But the only issue is that they're not very size friendly when it comes to the collabs. Most of the time, they will go to a size 13 at most, and then that's all that they have. They'll have like the basic, like just skate highs and stuff like that, up to 15 or higher. But any of the collabs, they go up to like a size men's 13, and then they just cut it off. So they look cool. I like the boots. I think if I did live in Wisconsin, then those would still be something I would get. But yeah, besides that, I'm just usually not the biggest fan of Vans just because of that.
You hear that, Vans? Work on your size inclusivity. Yeah, I like the classic one. I probably wouldn't wear the boot one because I feel like I just don't have a use case to in Southern California. I have kind of the offlines that are kind of like that foamy, and I find like I never really wear them. I got them because I love the color, but I don't wear them that often. But this like brown color skate high version, I love. Like that is like a beautiful brown. So I will probably try to get those for sure. What about you, Matt?
The skates are pretty dope, but I didn't know that they were that high.
Like
Like
the platform.
he
sole?
put, yeah, like he
Oh.
put the high and skate high. They are very high. I mean, hey, maybe that'll make me look like 6 feet tall. But yeah, honestly, I like the snow ones, the snow boot things more than the skates, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it makes me want to go to somewhere that has snow and that's cold so I could rock those.
I think they look cool. I think the tag is cool. It's like an old school, like country club, like
Yeah,
hotel key chain, like
yeah. Or like a bread and breakfast key or something.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I think that's cool. Yeah, I did think it was also an interesting choice to do the platform sole on the skate high. I felt like that definitely makes it probably so it might be a little bit easier because I don't know that as many people will want to wear a platform, but we'll see. I think it's pretty cool. I like the colorway a lot. Just all his colors are always great.
Yeah, I really like that salmon color that's on both of them. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Nice to the eyes. Cool. All right. So I added in a third one because I just saw this Air Jordan 2 Responsibility. And like I said before, I'm not like the biggest Air Jordan 2 person, but I do like the way the lows look more than the highs. And I've been wanting to get a pair of lows and I love black shoes. So I kind of saw these and thought they looked interesting. So yeah, I threw them on the list here, but I don't know. Do you guys wear low twos? Have you worn them? What do you think about them?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the colorway. Like for me, it would have to be like OG colorways, like a Chicago or something like that. Or I guess maybe like a collab, like the Union 2 or 2s are sick. But these ones I mess with. I don't know what to call that midsole,
Yeah, it
but
looks
that's pretty
fuzzy.
interesting.
Fuzzy.
I
Yeah,
know,
fuzzy.
it looks fuzzy. I want to touch it.
I think I like them. I mean, I haven't really ever been big into twos. The Shy twos I just got are probably gonna be my first pair I've ever had. So I'm interested in them. I think that in comparison to those to like you said, like the Union twos that people mocked up that like they cut the collar off and stuff like that, I think that I like those a bit more, but I don't think these are nice with the cement print or the elephant print on the sides.
That also looks kind of fuzzy. It looks like velvety.
Mhm.
There's a lot of like texture stuff happening here that I want to like get my hands on and see what it feels like. I don't know what the pictures make it look like. There's a lot of texture stuff. So I feel like I'll try for these because I've been wanting to get a pair of lows twos. I got the only pair of twos that I have are the J Balvin ones. And I don't wear them that often because I've worn them probably twice. They're like so bright and blue. I just love J Balvin. So that's why I have them. And I think the light is fun. But I didn't find them particularly comfortable, but I felt like if they were lows, I would have found them more comfortable. So we'll see. This might be my year where I try out more twos. All right. $20 million severance pay. Damn. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah.
I feel like you get asked to leave your job. Like any severance pay is great, but like 20 mil, I'm like, damn, these people are wildin'. So yeah, I just saw this headline and I was just like, damn, I can't imagine like getting asked to leave my job and then being like, but here's 20 million. So I hope you feel better. So I mean, I feel like Bob I's been doing good, so I still think it was a good move. But what do y'all think about this? How you feeling? Like, if you're another Disney employee and you're like, damn, we're shouting out 20 mil to this bro who doesn't work here anymore. Like,
That's like
Right,
the
right.
craziest thing too, is that like they just redid his contract too. So if they would have thought about it a little bit more beforehand, or they had any inclination that they were going to get rid of him, they could have probably saved themselves from having to do this whole severance pay. But they just gave him the extension that no one really wanted at all. Then now they're having the $20 million bill to go with it.
yeah, that's true. Plus, like, whatever in the extension, probably all the like stocks that he got with that and everything, it's like all that factored into it as well. Pretty wild.
I mean, it makes me think like, I mean, with all the hate that he was getting, I wonder if he like self-sabotaged himself, and because he knew that he was gonna get severance pay anyways, he's probably like, all right, let me just do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I know I'm gonna get paid anyways, and then they'll kick me out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's kind of weird to self-sabotage yourself and like leave a bad taste on your name. But at the same time, like it could be a thing where you're like, well, people are already dogging me. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna like try a bunch of stuff and see if it sticks. And if it doesn't, and they like tell me to peace, like I'll be good because I'm still gonna walk out with 20 million.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
He's
yeah,
like, what? He's probably like, what am I gonna lose?
yeah, like kind of like let me just try it and then see what happens. So I mean, good
Also-
for him,
Yeah,
but damn, that's a lot of money.
For him, it's a win-win. I mean, either he gets something that's going to keep him there longer, or he gets $20 million just to go into an early retirement, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I don't know
Especially
about you
after
guys,
we
but
got
I could
that
do a
one.
lot with $20 million.
Yeah, for sure. All right, enough of those rich people. Let's talk about more how we want to spend our money. Matt, you posted up the Air Jordan 4 Thunder scheduled to return May 13. Ooh.
Yeah. Pretty much same thing as the Red Thunders, but obviously yellow. Gonna be completely honest, I like the Lightnings more than these. I don't know. I just the color blocking is just weird to me. I just like more yellow instead of
Mhm.
like more than just a black and yellow. What do you guys think?
Griffin, what do you think?
So I'm not a big Forest guy in general. I only have one pair of them, and so I think that these do look nice though. I like these a lot more than actually the Lightning were, just because I feel like it's a little bit easier to do like the classic yellow and black with stuff than like the black and like that gray that they, or the yellow and the gray that the Lightning had. So I think I like them. I'll probably go for them.
Yeah, I really like them. I like things that are black and yellow. I love bumblebees and I love Wu-Tang. And so I feel like I'm naturally drawn to just like black and yellow as an aesthetic because I have a lot of stuff that I want to wear with black and yellow. And I do like four. So I feel like I'll definitely go for these and hopefully get them. I don't think they look like the best quality, but I don't know if it's just the way the picture is, but I think they still look nice. And I feel like they would be a shoe I would wear a lot and I wouldn't be so like worried about janking them up a little bit. So I think that's something else I like about them too. I like shoes that I feel like when I see them, I'm like, oh, this is a shoe I'll wear into the ground and I won't feel bad about.
That's
All
true.
right.
I'm gonna say that's what I
Yeah,
think about
four is
usually.
like that. I mean, they're new buck, so they would go good in like the rain or something like that.
Yeah. I definitely will go for these. Last but not least, biggest Toontown sign. We're ready.
Yeah,
Ready for you to open.
it is
I
coming
didn't see the
back.
sign when I was there.
When I saw, I guess, like the new sign, I was just like, all right, what did the old sign even look like? And then I guess, yeah, it's like super plain, Toontown just yellow. And now it's like all like, I think it's the Fab Five, just like their color scheme. And actually, it's like, I saw like a lot of hate on it because like they like the original. And I found someone like people were like complaining like it looks like Disney Junior-ish. And I'm like, is it supposed to be? It's
Isn't that literally like,
yeah.
hello? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what do you think happens when you go to Toontown? It's like a Disney Junior came to life in there. Like, what do you
Yeah,
expect?
like what do you expect?
I think it's cute. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
So
Maybe
as someone who's never been to Disneyland, I have no idea what the old one looks like. So I think this looks cute. I don't really get like the Disney like channel like kind of this to it. I think it looks really cute, especially with like the different characters and each of the letters too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's exactly the same, except how
The
the
lettering.
lettering for
Like
Toontown is just plain yellow. Like
Yeah.
there's no like design in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone's cuter. I don't know. People are they need to get over it. Things are changing. I think it's cute. I'm glad. I can't wait for it to open. It feels like it's been a million years. So I am excited.
Well, when it opens, that's when Mickey and Minnie's opens too, right?
Mm-mm.
No, not yet.
Not yet. So
Oh,
the ride opens first, and then it's supposed to open like a little, I can't remember exactly when, March 8th, it says.
Oh,
Yeah, so Runaway Railway is on January 27th, but Toontown doesn't open until March 8th. So
huh. So
little
there
bit.
is there a different entrance, or is everything just gonna be blocked off?
I'm not even sure, honestly, because I haven't walked too far over there because it's just so blocked off. But yeah, I was wondering the same thing, but I saw that they were doing it. So I figure there's got to be some way where people can
Yeah.
access the ride view and everything. So we'll see. I'm excited. All right. Well, let's jump into our fit of the week.
Yo, everything that I do in life is supreme. Shoes, supreme. Shirt, supreme. Taco Bell, supreme.
Every week we pick a post that we were tagged on or where the hashtag Kicks at the Castle was used. And this week we have, I think her name is Alexandria May, and she was on a Disney cruise rocking the Lost and Founds with a really cool Darth Vader fit. She had like a Her Universe Darth sweater vest, box lunch Star Wars neat backpack, and then the Darth Vader Mickey ear hat. So I thought it was a really awesome outfit. She looks like she's at like one of the bars in the cruise. So I'm not sure which cruise ship she was on, but it looked really great, and the outfit was awesome. So
Maybe she got that $5,000 Star Wars drink.
damn,
Yeah.
that is too much for a consumable item.
I forgot about that drink. It's like if you buy it, it's just literally just the drink, and then it comes with a ticket to go to Skywalker Ranch to just look at the ranch, basically.
Where's that?
Cali.
In
Oh.
Northern California, like up in Marin County.
There's like a
So-
winery too that they have out there, and I think you get to go and tour it if you buy the drink that's on the cruise line.
I feel like you can just go look at it up there anyways. I mean, I've been by there, but for $5,000, I'm not sure. I think it's some better ways to spend that
Yeah.
cash. Maybe that's what drink she had. We'll find out. I'll hit her up. Does that drink $5,000? Let us know. If so, tap in. We've got a question. All right. Next up, we've got Land vs. World.
Let's get ready to rumble!
So each week we pick a landmark or aspect from Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort, and we decide which park has it better. This week we are talking about ZA, so we're talking about Pizza Planet or Pizza Rizzo. This might be a tough one. So we've got Griffin. You said you've never been to Disneyland, and
Nope.
Matt, you're here in the middle, and I've never had Pizza Rizzo. So Matt, since you've had both, I'm assuming let's start with you, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go with Pizza Planet just because last time I was there, they had the hamburger pizza, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a pizza with hamburger meat, cheese, pickles. I don't think it has onions, but it literally tastes like a hamburger, but it's on a pizza, and it was great. It's not like Pizza Rizzo's where the pizza was like super doughy and not good. It was actually like a pretty crispy slice of pizza with hamburger stuff on it. And yeah, it was really good. I will give it to Pizza Rizzo though, because they do have, the restaurant itself is pretty cool. And they have like that upstairs dining or like dance floor that no one, it's actually kind of like a hidden gem. Not many people know about it, but it's like a dance floor where they have like a not crystal ball, but what is that thing called?
Disco ball.
Disco ball, yes. Disco ball. And yeah, that's pretty cool. But as far as pizza itself, Pizza Rizzo doesn't do it for me. Sorry, Griffin.
As soon as I saw that this was going to be a thing on here, I knew it. I was just like, as soon as I saw, I was like, yep, I knew he was going to put this in there, some little thing. So it's funny because every time I talked to Matt a while ago on Instagram, I don't know when I started it, but it just is the long running meme of just that Pizza Rizzo is the best pizza on Disney property. It's not that good. It's okay. Like there's some stuff that I guess that I decently enjoy, but it's just for the memes basically at this point is why I say I love it so much. So every time that I'll go to the parks, I'll actually tag him in it, and I'll take a picture of like the sign and I'll tag him into it on my story. So, but I like Pizza Rizzo just as the fact that like just the Muppets, and I think that the Muppets aren't really represented a whole lot at the park. They're starting to get a little bit more representation, but I do like that it has, like you said, like the little party room upstairs, the disco ball, all like the little jokes everywhere. Like if you go to the Pizza Rizzo at night and you look up at the sign, it'll actually say like all the lights will go out for the sign that says Pizza Rizzo, and it'll literally just say it's rat pizza. And I think that like stuff like that just absolutely hilarious with it. Like I said, I know the quality's not the best, but the jokes, the memes, and then all like the little Easter eggs, I think is what I like about it. So, and I'm like I said, I'm biased too because I've never been to Disneyland before, so I haven't seen Pizza Planet.
You make a valid point. I feel like a lot of time with theme park food in general, well, Disney does a good job of actually having good theme park food, but a lot of it is like, what is the environment that it gives? So if you like have those little things to look out for, that stuff like makes the whole experience better. And when your experience is good, your food just tastes better. I will say the last time I looked at mobile order for Pizza Planet, they didn't have the cheeseburger pizza. I have had a cheeseburger pizza, but not from Pizza Planet. And I do like cheeseburger pizza. So I want to keep an eye out to see if they bring that back. I do like that Pizza Planet does like different pizzas that are really, I think, sound really good. So like right now I saw on their menu that they have a chorizo con papa pizza, which like, that's just something I love to eat for breakfast in general, is like chorizo and potatoes. So I might have to give that a try next time I go. But yeah, Pizza Planet, it's like, I don't really go there that often, to be honest, just because usually when I'm at the park, like I'm trying not to be dairy crazy, just because I like am dairy intolerant. So, but if there is like something that sounds really good, I'll just, pump those lactates and get it going. So I might have to hit up the Pizza Planet because it's been a while. But yeah, I've never been to Pizza Rizzo. So thanks for what you shared, Griffin, because next time I go to a world, I definitely want to go check it out just to like see what it looks like and find the little Easter eggs as well. Do they do like specialty pizzas there as well? Or is it like
it's
standard?
usually just like your plain like cheese, mozzarella, or of course mozzarella cheese, but like the pepperoni and stuff like that. And nothing too crazy. I think the newest thing that they really added was they have like a meatball sub now. And it was good the last time I had it, but the other thing that kind of sucks about Pizza Rizzo is that they're usually open seasonally. So you have to kind of pay attention to that because there's sometimes that you can like you walk past it and like it's just nothing inside of there because they're probably closed for the season, which I think is kind of weird because I feel like Studios doesn't have like a whole lot of like just quick service stuff. I mean, they have a decent amount of quick service stuff, but like I feel like it'd be like kind of like a good catch-all one that they could have. But
yeah, cool. Well, I feel like we're pretty kind of split down the middle here on that one side. I don't know if I feel like maybe we won for Land because Matt really likes that cheeseburger. We're gonna have to give it to Land on that one. All right. Well, next up, we're going to catch up on some recent trips to the property. And talk about what we wore, what we ate, what we did. So Griffin, when was the last time you were at the parks?
So I was around 2 weeks ago, is when I went. Like I said, I just recently moved, so I've been kind of busy with that. So before we finished everything up for moving, we actually went, and that's when I got my lightsaber, like I said. We started off by actually going to Gideon's. We went to the Gideon's, not at Disney Springs, but the one in Orlando at the East Side Market that's there. And it was so nice just to go to that one instead because the one in Disney Springs, I think it's usually around like 2 to 3 hours depending on what time you get there. So it's if anyone goes to the parks in Disney World and just does not want to deal with that hassle and can get to downtown Orlando, it's so much of an easier thing because we literally walked up to the counter and ordered we were the only people there. The only downside of that is that they don't have the little cute menus and they do not have any cold brew. So you can collect the menus and stuff like that. Since I moved down, I've been collecting all of them and we're not able to get one there. So only downside of that one. But after that, my fiance and I, we went to the Skyliner because we cannot actually get a park pass for Hollywood Studios or Magic that day. And that was the two parks we wanted to go to. So we rode the Skyliners and we went to Epcot. We walked into Epcot, we tapped in and turned right back around and left and came out. And then went back to Studios. It was race weekend the last weekend that we went, so marathon weekend. So that's just always just absolutely crazy. So what we did is I wanted to get the lightsaber. So we literally sprinted back to Galaxy's Edge to Doc Ondor's. I went in, we waited probably like 15 minutes to get the lightsaber, got it. And as soon as we got it, we turned around, ran out, and then we went to Magic. And then when we were at Magic, we rode on Pirates, which is my fiance and I's favorite ride at Magic. And then we went on Small World because we thought that we'd get our one ride on Small World out like the first day of the year. Just, didn't have to do it again for the rest of the year because I say I can do it once a year, then I'm good. And then sadly, we were going to go on People Mover after that because it was at night, and that's like the best time to ride a People Mover, in our opinion, is at night. And it was actually down. I don't know why, but it was down majority of the night. Yeah, I don't know why. It's been so weird. Like the last couple times I've gone to Magic at night, like the People Mover is just down and just not moving. So, and then we were gonna go on Haunted, but that was, like I said, it was race weekend, so it was like 80-minute wait. So we're like, we're good. We decided to go a little crazy with our food and go over to the Wilderness to try to get something for supper there. And what we got was at the Roaring Fork, that's what it's called at Wilderness. My fiance got the meatloaf that they have there. And she said it was really good. She liked it a lot. And then they didn't have what I wanted because they had brisket on the menu. And I was wanting to get that just to try that out. And they did not have it. So I went a little bit crazy and I got the Western tenders, they were called. And they were just chicken tenders with barbecue sauce on the side. It was nothing.
Wait, what?
It was just
wait,
fries.
this is Roaring Fork, you said? This is the quick service?
Yeah. Yep.
They don't have the chicken and waffles anymore?
Nope, that wasn't there at all. It was like
Wow.
brisket, the tenders, a meatloaf, and then there's like one other thing too that was like I think it was just like a sandwich, and that was all they had. They didn't have any chicken waffles or something like that. But I did hear that they just changed their menu recently and added a couple new things. So, and it was also kind of later at night, so I think that they just kind of just stopped serving stuff. So it was kind of, I don't know, the whole experience was weird. Like we were just like, just did it to go and just try something new. But the one thing I can say though is that we hit it perfectly on our way back from Wilderness because of course we parked at the TTC, I should say. And so we had to go back to Magic to then go to the TTC from Wilderness. So we took the boat and we hit the boat right as Enchantment was going off. And it was just so nice to see it over the water. Like, it was so cool.
Yeah.
But otherwise, and then that day I forgot to mention, I just recently got the Savs brand. I think they're on Instagram as Savs brand. They have like different Disney inspired shorts, and they have Lightning McQueen shorts. So I got those, and I was wearing those, and then I wore the What the Vibes with that.
Nice. Yeah, those shorts are super rad. Dang, I
They're
can't
nice.
believe you did all that hopping around. I don't know. I got like hopping anxiety at World. It's so big when I'm just driving around there. I'm like, I don't know. I feel so out of my element.
I'm just so used to it because like whenever we go, because we are a little bit further from the park, we usually try to just do as much as we can at like one time. So and like there's some things like we do like I said, like Epcot wasn't too bad just because we literally walked in and walked right back out. And then Skylander is really beautiful too, like when you ride on that. And then Studios just ran in and out. So it just depends what you want to get done and what you want to see. But otherwise it's usually not too bad. And Disney transportation is just most of the time is just really good. So it's just depends on what you want to do that day. So
Cool. Matt, what about you? Did you make it to the park?
I did not make it to the park, but I did go to Springs. It was either Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. And gonna be completely honest, I totally forgot what I wore. I want to say it was the Pata Air Maxes. I've been wearing those a lot lately. Yeah, they're so comfy, and I want to say it was those because I've been wearing those a lot. But yeah, we just went in to Springs, pretty quick trip just for dinner. We got chicken guy. I haven't gotten that in a long time, and it was freaking cold that day. And I was like, all right, we parked, and I was like, all right, let me just put in an online order, which is because chicken guy line on a Saturday is usually long. I was like, you know what? And I'm part of I'm like part of that. What is it, like chicken guy like club, whatever, and you get like free 2 sauces or whatever. But you can only do that in person. And I was like, all right, I don't even care. I'm just gonna do it online because it's faster. And I'm glad I did because the line was so long. But yeah, I got the big BLAT, and that's how you say it. But it's bacon, lettuce, avocado, and tomato with like two tenders. And I always get the bourbon barbecue sauce or bourbon sweet barbecue sauce on the side. And Emily got just like regular 5 tenders. Haven't gotten that in so long, but it was so fire. And then after that, we went over to Ganachery and got the s'mores. And I remember when we were talking about Ruby, like
Yeah.
I definitely did not get it before. As least as I
Okay.
did, but when we got it, I was like, I definitely did not have this because I would have
Yeah.
remembered it, and it was so good. And we got the hot ganache too. And for those who've never had it, it's basically like this small cup. Think of like those like little cups that you like some people have in like their bathroom, those like mouth rinsing cups.
Uh-huh.
Like the Dixie
Yeah,
cup.
yeah, Dixie cups. Yeah, so it's like that size, it's like a Dixie cup size of like hot chocolate, but it's like really rich, like hot chocolate. Like you'll see it and be like, I definitely need like 2 or 3 of those. And like I drank it, I was like, no, you definitely like this is all you need because it's so rich.
I don't know how you
But
did
it's
that
so
and
good.
the s'more.
Did you get one?
No.
Oh yeah, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in. They both sound good, and we almost
Yeah.
got the Olaf chocolate bomb too, and it was like, no, too much chocolate.
Kind of wish I would have gotten one, but
Yeah,
next.
it was they had one with like Bailey's too. I think it's like $14 for like the one with Bailey's, and then without, it's like I think it was like $5. It was like $5.50. The s'mores was kind of expensive. It was like $8.50 for it. Was pretty big though. I was like, yeah, it's this is probably the most like gourmet s'mores I've ever had
Oh,
in my
so
life, but it was so good.
oh my God.
And they make it right there.
I know. So yum.
But yeah, we're planning on going to Epcot this weekend because Festival of the Arts. And yeah, that's pretty much
Nice.
it.
If
Right.
any would also forgot to mention for future things, just another Disney dude, aka Phil, and I are going to be heading out to the last day of Splash Mountain on Sunday. The Splash Mountain up by
Oh.
us is closing, so we're gonna go
Yeah.
and going to be we're gonna ride it one last time, of course, because like as like a ride itself, like we like
Yeah.
love it, but like we're both. I don't want to speak for him, of course, but like for me, like I'm very happy with it going to be transitioning into Tiana and having it be that whole new retheme. And also we're going to be going to enjoy the saltiness and the tears that are going to be coming from the Save Splash Mountain people that you find on the Twitter and such.
What?
There's a whole thing on Twitter of people who are Save Splash Mountain, and they're not really usually the best type of reason
Yeah,
why
what do
they
you
wanted it.
imagine?
I'm not even
So-
on this Twitter. Like I heard it's a totally different world.
Yeah, it's a lot of stems to other things that aren't, the best. So that's why they're wanting, it to stay. And like they're like have been trying to sanction DeSantis to make it a actual historical monument.
Oh
So they
my
won't care
gosh.
to change it. It's a whole thing. So I am going to be pulling up
Oh my
with
gosh.
some Disney popcorn and a Mickey popcorn bucket, a
all
little
your
bench
best
chair right
Rihanna
next
gear.
to it. You know that meme with the guy who's wearing the sunglasses and the suit, and he just like has arm crossed. I came to my hater's funeral just to make sure he really dead. That's gonna be
Yeah.
so just to be like, just to make sure y'all tear this thing down, or not tear it down, but change it over.
Damn, well, we're gonna need you to recreate that meme in park and send that over.
Yeah.
I do have a suit with me, so I could actually pull it off a little bit.
You could take the suit picture before, and then we'll just Photoshop it all together.
Just me in front of it. Oh,
Well, I have been all over coast to coast parking it up. So I was not here last week on the pod because I was flying back from Orlando. So I did get a chance to hit up World. I also went to Disney Springs while I was in town. So same tip as you, Griffin. I went over to Gideon's. It was 5-hour wait. I was like, not happening. It'll take me 20 minutes to drive to the other Gideon's. Plus, I love the vegan biscuit place that's in that marketplace also. So if you are ever around there, get those vegan biscuits. They are bomb. But I get my Gideon's from over there. I went to Ganachery, got my s'more, which was amazing, and then went to Enzo's Hideaway. We got the charcuterie board there and then just had some drinks. So they were doing like smoked old fashions at the time. So that's always like a nice ambiance when they're like smoking up your beverage and then everyone else in the restaurant is staring at you like, why is there fire? Things happening at that
It's like
table.
fajitas.
Yeah, I was gonna say those fajitas.
Exactly. So yeah, Enzo's Hideaway was pretty cool. I liked it over there. Also went to Salt and Straw while I was at Disney Springs because they have all the dairy-free flavors going on right now. So that was really good. I had like the cookie one and it was so yummy. I always
Wasn't it
love-
cold when you went?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
It was like okay. It wasn't warm, but it wasn't. It was sunny out. So if you're standing in the sun, it was like warm. I basically had a lot of sugar that day. So I was
No, because
probably
we were
like-
gonna get
probably
we were gonna
warm.
get salt and straw when we went, but it was so cold. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna eat ice cream in this 40
no, it
degree
wasn't too
weather."
cold. We had been walking pretty much most of the time by the time we got
Yeah.
to Salt and Straw, so we had kind of warmed up by then. So yeah, that was my Disney Springs day. When I went to World, we started at Epcot. And I finally got to go on Guardians. So it was freaking rad. I loved it so much. I got One Way or Another as my song. I could definitely see why some people might get motion sickness. As someone who's a little bit more prone to motion sickness, like I'm usually not a good passenger in a car. I don't really like going on boats or anything. I kind of like just heard people's tips of like, don't try to see everything while you're on the ride and it's not really a problem, and that worked well for me as long as I kind of was like focused on what was actively in front of me instead of trying to like see what was going on. I didn't have any problems, so I love the ride. I wish it was here. I wish I could have gone on it like 50 times. I can't wait to go back and ride it again. I wore my Melody Asani Jordan 1s that day, so we hung out at Epcot, went on Ratatouille. And then we went over to Hollywood Studios, went to Toy Story Land. So we love Midway Mania. So we went on that. Then went to Galaxy's Edge, got a Ronto wrap. And I will say something made me very sad. So the Ronto wrap there comes with these plantain chips, and here it does not. I don't know if it
In
always-
Disneyland?
Disneyland, it does not come with anything but the Ronto wrap. And it's like the same price.
And
those
we
plantain
have so
chips
we
were
have the
bomb.
plantain chips?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not
I-
know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it came with anything at all. I thought it was just like usually. I guess I usually get it from just the Ronto Roasters, but that's interesting.
Yeah. So I couldn't get it from the Ronto Roasters for whatever reason. It said it was like I could only get it from the other
Docking
place.
Bay.
Yeah. So I went to Docking Bay and I got it from there. It was like, I think the same price, maybe a little bit more. And it came with all these plantain chips and they were so good. And
Like
they came,
inside the wrap or like on
no,
the side?
like on the side. But they were
Oh.
really good.
I wonder if it's like a Docking Bay 7 thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why, but for some reason they close Ronto Roasters at like 3 o'clock or something like that, and just push everyone to go to Docking Bay 7. At least over here they do that. I don't get it, but
That makes sense because I was like, that's weird. Why isn't it open? And then it said, even though on their menu in person it didn't say Ronto, but on the mobile app it said Ronto's there. So, anyways, the plantain chips were bomb. So that's what we had there. Oh, went on Runaway. It was really fun. We did have a angry cast member who like kind of flipped out on some people, which was, I feel like you don't see
Really?
that often. But we were waiting.
Not at you though, right?
Huh?
Not
No,
at
not-
you though, right?
At like some kid. So you know when you're like going for Runaway Railway and there's like the little pre-show thing.
Yeah.
Beginning is like make sure nobody leans on this or whatever. And then I guess some kid was leaning on it, so it like messed up the thing. And he was like, "Well, because you leaned on it, now I have to reset it. It ruins it for everybody because you can't watch your kid and didn't listen or whatever."
Oh.
It was super awkward. And then it like went through, everyone started walking through, and then he was like ranting to people who were in the back. He was like, "I don't get paid to babysit people's kids here. Like, this is making my job harder." And I was just like, whoa, man.
Dang.
And I mean, I get it. Like, he did tell them like 5 times, like, please don't lean on that. But I was just like, bro, you gotta like rant to your friends after work. I don't know. This is not vibe, but it was very interesting. So all in all, I had a great time at World. It was warmer that day than I was hoping for, so that was a little bit annoying, but I like a little chilly weather. So that was fun. And then I came back over the weekend, went to Disneyland. On the day that I was going, they had these special prints that they were giving out. So we lined up for Magic Key folks. So they were giving these out. Went with my friend that day, and I did Genie Plus on Sunday. And I had the most epic Genie Plus day of my life. I feel like I'll never top it again. Birdman would be so proud of me. I was like Genie master.
Like a fucking pro.
So I got to the park at 9, which is pretty early for me. I'm not usually at the park that early. Went immediately to Peter Pan just because I haven't been on it so long. And the line is usually the shortest in the morning. And by the rest of the day, it's just way too long. So waited 30 minutes for Peter Pan, got on, then got Genie Plus. My friend and I wanted to go on Space Mountain. So we had walked over there because it said it was a 15-minute wait. By the time we got over there, it was like 70-minute wait. So I was like, okay, screw this. Let's get Genie Plus. It was saying like a couple hours. We were like, okay, I'm going to try the hack. So I'm sitting there refreshing. We had to go to the bathroom. We walked to the bathroom. By the time we got out of the bathroom, it was like our time to go on now because I swapped to a time that was like immediately then. So we walked on that. As we're waiting in line for that, I'm like, okay, where do you want to go next? She's like, Haunted Mansion. Got that. As soon as we were off Space, it was our turn to walk on to Haunted Mansion. We wanted to do Big Thunder, but it was down for a while. So we're like, okay, we won't book that one for now. As soon as we got off Haunted Mansion while I was in line for that, we ended up going on Star Wars, not Rise, the other one. I'm blanking on the name right now.
Smuggler's Run?
Yeah, Smugglers. So we walked right on to Smugglers. Got off of that. By the time that was done, Big Thunder had opened back up, sitting there, just swiping, walked directly onto Big Thunder. So all of that we did by like 12, just kept walking onto each ride. Then we went over to get in line for this, and then we were going to swap over to DCA at 1. So this was supposed to be given out at 1. But they started like 10 minutes early, which was good for us because I got us a Midway Mania from 1 to 2. Midway Mania is always like later in the day. So originally that one was really late also, but kept swiping, kept updating my time for each one that we booked. Got over there. While we were on that, we decided we wanted to go on Guardians, kept swiping, walked off, went over to Guardians and walked directly onto that. And then right before I was going to leave the park, I was like, okay, I want to do Soarin'. Swipe, got right onto that, walked on, left the park by 3:30. And I did all of those rides in that time. That includes like waiting in line for this and eating food and going and buying snacks. So I was like,
Dang.
I don't even know. That's got to be like a record. I'm going on record right now telling like anyone to challenge me if you've done more in that period of time.
Dang.
Let me know because it was like unbelievable. My friend is not a Genie.
John
Plus
has entered the chat.
Yeah.
Watch him come in like right now.
He was like,
Oh, no?
I gave him the rundown. He was like, that is so impressive. He was like, that is so good for that amount of time. And I was like, yes, I got John's approval. So I think I'm like I might have sucked my friend into becoming a Genie Plus person now because she was like, holy crap. I don't know how we did this today, but like I might do this more often. And I was like, it is distracting. So like I would feel like I would do that more if I'm with someone like her who like we are darters, like we dart and move fast. So her and I just are like that, or like if I'm doing a solo day. But if you're like really trying to enjoy the day, it's like you're on your phone a lot when you're trying to do that. So I don't recommend it for that experience. But like solo day, do it. You could literally go on everything you want in a single day. So I wore my Noctas, these ones. It was the first time I like wore them for a long period of time. I'll say like after running around in them for a while, my feet were a little sore. Normally I don't have that problem with shoes, but I was like running amok. They were great though for the rain and like traction because it was a rainy day that day. So I feel like for as much running around as they did, they were more comfortable than I thought they would be, but my feet were a little tired in them. What did I eat? I got a bunch of hand pies to go and a strawberry cookie. And I had another Ronto, which is why I realized it didn't come with the plantains again. And I was annoyed because I really wanted those plantain chips. But yeah, all in all, great trip coast to coast. I've been like living my best Disney life and I am ready for a couple weeks when Runaway opens here. I did see some people posting that it is going to be virtual queue with a lightning lane. No, just normal walk up standby, which makes sense. So hopefully I will have no problem getting my lightning lane for that. I'm excited. And with that, one snack that I didn't mention from Walt Disney World because I saved it for our plant-based options.
I ain't needing no beef, cause you know that I'm a vegan. I ain't needing no beef, compassion's what I believe in.
So in honor of our man Herb, I will share a plant-based option for folks looking for some in-park food options. And this time I have from Walt Disney World, from Connections, I got the curry spiced pizza.
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutely.
So it's like it's a tikka masala pizza. So I like carrot, potato, and peas with like a plant-based mozzarella and a plant-based yogurt. It was actually really good. I love tikka masala. It wasn't like super maybe authentic tikka masala because when I get it, I really like it kind of spicy, and it wasn't spicy. It was more on the sweet side, but I also love potatoes on pizza. So I really liked that it had that, and it was a good pizza. So definitely recommend. I kind of wish I could have just gotten one slice because it was pretty cheap. It was like $9 or something, but it was like 2 huge slices. And I was like, it was a little too much for me.
Oh, what? Last time I got it was just one slice.
It was 2 slices. It was a lot.
Dang.
But
Maybe
yeah,
they
it was
switched
really
it.
good. I liked it. Yeah, so that is the plant-based option. And with that, we will head into the Disney Hype Trivia. So Griffin, I hope you're ready.
All right, my guy. I hope you're ready. Welcome to the Disney Hype Trivia. Question number 1. Which store in Disney Springs started in Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
See, this is the funny part is when we watch this thing and we're just like, wow, how did they not get this? And they're just like sitting there thinking for a while. You're just like, how did they not get that? But when you're actually in the hot seat, you're just like, oh God, what's Disney Springs? What is that? I have no idea.
Harley Davidson.
Yes, that makes sense. I didn't see exactly.
I
just
was
like
really
as soon-
hoping I was really hoping you would get this one.
See, as soon as you just like get into the hot seat, you're just like,
You freeze, right?
what is Walt Disney World? Where is
That
this?
is me.
All right. Question number 2. What 2 rides are the only rides open today since opening day of Epcot?
I would say Spaceship Earth. And then probably it wasn't this back then, but what are you counting, like when it changed, like stuff that's like still like the original ride, or like stuff that's like where the original ride is?
Like on opening day, these rides
Oh.
are still there from opening day and still there now.
Living to Land?
Yeah. Yep. That's right. Both of those are right.
Yay.
All right. Question number 3. Before coaching the Mighty Ducks, what was Gordon Bombay's profession?
So I've never seen the Mighty Ducks, so
What?
yeah. See, I like hockey, but I've never seen Mighty Ducks, and I'm sure I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. But yeah, I have no idea.
All right. Maybe some multiple choice will help you out. Was it A, a doctor, B, a lawyer, C, accountant, or D, history professor?
I'm going to guess history professor.
No. Rudy, do you know?
I told you I trivia panic.
It's B, lawyer. All right. Question number 4. Where was Walt Disney born?
Chicago, Illinois. 'Cause I actually was at the house, yeah, and it's technically in Chicago. It could have been not then back in the day, but now it's in Chicago in the Belmont Cragen area of Chicago. It's like a little like area outside. So
Yeah, I saw you were at that house. That's why I chose that question. All right, last question. When you enter the stretching portrait room in Haunted Mansion, you see a young woman with an umbrella. When it stretches, what is directly below her?
it is a alligator.
That is correct.
I have a question. How do we know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Mama says that Alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
The teeth and I think
The shape too, I think,
yeah.
of I think alligators.
Crocodile has like a thinner,
Yeah.
skinnier mouth or whatever you want to call it. And then
alligators
alligators
are larger.
they're larger.
Okay, cool. Because I feel like I would have answered that crocodile, and then I would have been like, I don't know the same thing.
I actually have no idea if it's an alligator or crocodile. I just know that it looked like one of those two, so I was like, alligator.
All right.
And yeah, that is it. Thank you for playing the Disney Hype Trivia.
Now it's my turn. My game's not as scary.
Disney.
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 These nuts. Got him!
Mine's just get to know you better. So next up, we've got Disney or Datney. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I feel like some of these I kind of already have the answer for, but I'll go through them anyways. So the first one, Disneyland or Disney World? And since we know your answer, probably go ahead and make your case.
So I've said it in Discord a lot. I'm very vehemently Disney World. Like I said, I can say that I've never been to Disneyland. It is in the plans for the future. My fiance and I, after we get married, our honeymoon is to go to California and do kind of like a crawl down the coast a little bit. So we do want to hit Disneyland eventually. That's one of the things that we do want to do. But I'm not gonna go with everyone else. I'm not gonna let nostalgia cloud my eyes. I'm not gonna let that kind of be the smokescreen in front of me. I'm going to look through it and say that Disney World is better.
Well, I can only accept this answer once you've been to Disneyland, but for now, I'll let you stand in your answer. We'll loop back once you visit. And when you're in California, let me know if you want some food recommendations, depending on where you're going. I lived in North California, now I live in South, so I can share some yummy stuff along the coast. All right. Next up, Nike or Adidas, and I'm referring to Adidas to include Yeezy at this point. I know you do like your Yeezys in the past, so which one do you choose?
So it's easily Nike. I mean, you can look behind me and see that almost everything besides like the small corner is all these are Adidas's, Yeezys, but like I've always been more towards Nike, Jordan stuff just because like I kind of mentioned a little bit before with like the like Vans. Adidas outside of the Yeezy line and some of the basketball shoes has not been very size friendly, and they'll usually stop around size 13 or size 14. So occasionally I can fit into a 14, but for the most part, it's kind of a stretch. So when it comes to that, Nike and Jordan have always been one of those brands that have always had stuff for like bigger feet people. So that's why I've always like more gravitated towards them. And that I just usually have always just bought that. And then like the Adidas and the Yeezys now, they were making like a lot more size 15s and stuff like that. So I was actually able to get a couple. So that's really the only experience I do have with Adidas. But overall, Nike and Jordan hands down.
I'm with you. I'm a Nike Jordan girl also. All right. Heroes or villains?
See, I would like to say heroes because most of the heroes that are in Disney stuff and just in general are, and like even like Star Wars and stuff like that are good, but some of the villains are just like so badass that you just can't even like deny it. Like I wish that even like for like if we're looking at the Star Wars universe too, like I said, I got the Cal Kestis lightsaber. The thing that sucks about it is you can't turn it red. It's only blue. And in the video game, he can have a red lightsaber. So I really wish you could have it multiple colors just so you could do that with it. So I would definitely say in general, for most of the Disney universe and ad stuff, probably the villains.
I feel like for my personality and my soul, I like gravitate more towards heroes. But from like a style perspective and like fashion icons, I feel like villains take the cake. Like they just like,
oh yeah,
like villains have like fly style.
Oh yeah, like if you look at like Maleficent with like that like purple and green, that's why I got the foam runners that are like that color, just because like I just love that color combo and stuff. And like I think that just absolutely is just almost all of them just have so much, as my Instagram name is, just drip.
Nice drip.
What you know about little drip drop?
It's just so good.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. All right. Are you a rope dropper or you like to close out the park?
So for me personally, when we used to come down here more as like vacationing, we would go and do rope drop, like open or close. But since I've been down here for a couple of years now, and just in general, like my kind of vibe when it comes to that stuff is it's closing. It's just so nice outside. Like just to be able to just chill. It's usually cooler, especially in Florida at night. So just be able to go at night, see all the nice lights, see the fireworks as you're just doing rides. Like I said, people over at night is probably like one of my favorite things to do of all time. Like it's such a nice chill vibe at night. Like no one's in a rush to do anything. No one's trying to do stuff. It just everyone's just like chill. Usually because most people left by then, so that's also another pro. And then just the vibes of just like everything. Like especially like I love Magic Kingdom at night. Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios at night are just such a nice like chill vibe. I love doing all the stuff there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a park closer also because I'm a slug in the morning.
That
All right.
that too. I don't like getting up early at all. So if we can leave it like, especially because we are a little bit further from the park, so if we can go at like noon and get there around noon, 1 o'clock, perfect
Yeah.
with me.
That's usually my arrival time also. Cool. For your kicks, do you like laced up and tied or keep them loose?
So I have gotten slack from a lot of people about this, but I like to have them tied up. I don't like having loose shoes at all. I feel like my foot will just slop around in them so much that I'm just like, I need to have them tied. So I mean, I won't go like all the way up to the top with it. Like I usually wear Jordan 1, so I won't have them go all the way up to the top, but I have them up there a little bit just because I like to have that like nice tight foot feel. So
I feel you.
No.
I like when my shoes are hugging my ankles a little bit. Feel the love for my kicks.
and also I have really sweaty feet, so like the tighter that they are against my foot, the less blisters will form too. So
Interesting. I guess that's a pro tip for some folks with sweaty feet. All right. Savory or sweet treats when you're at the park?
I usually tend to go more towards savory stuff. Like I have a sweet tooth from once in a while, and I'll get like some things here and there. But usually I always try to like try some new like the savory stuff. Especially like Epcot always has a different festival, so I usually always try to get something different from there. Like Festival of the Arts just started already, so I've been looking at a couple of things on there that I want to go check out when we go there in the next couple of weeks here.
Cool. Pixar or Walt Disney Studios?
I'm going to say I'm just trying to think in my head of what both has made because like some of them are like close stylings from the other one, but I think I'm gonna say just straight up Disney. I think for their animation studio, it just all like the classics that they have are just so good, and even like before like any like the new like stylings of what they've been doing with like Frozen, Moana and stuff like that, like all that stuff is still like so good. And then like they added on to it with all like the new stylings too that like I think I have to say Walt Disney Studios.
Yeah, I feel yeah. I think I'm a Pixar person more, but some of the Walt Disney Studio stuff that's coming out more recently, like has me teetering a little more on the across the line. So I'm not even sure anymore. All right, Marvel or Star Wars?
See, this is another one I'm split on because I like both a lot. Like I'm trying to think of just like the more like the things that I have for like stuff. I think I gotta say Star Wars. I think I just love just Star Wars and just the theming of all the stuff. Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is so cool. But just like I said before, like how the villains are, like the villains in Star Wars are just so like just awesome in general. I mean, like Darth Vader, Darth Sidious, Darth Plagueis, like all like the old like canon ones they're just such cool villains. So I think I gotta say Star Wars.
All right. Last but not least, a water fountain or a bubbler?
I was waiting for this. So this is my case. As a Wisconsinite, I can go over all the words and how they're supposed to properly be said by people, but everyone says it wrong. But it is definitely 100% bubbler. And that is because the company that made the first one was Kohler, and that was in Wisconsin. And their first one that they made was called a bubbler. And then everyone else around everywhere else started calling it water fountain, but we still call it the bubbler just because it was originated in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of like the GIF argument? Like if everyone else calls it GIF.
I cannot. I gotta stay true to my bubbler. It's bubbler soda. It's funny too because my fiance is from Chicago, so would we just have it, like? Oh, she says pop, yeah. But we just go back and like not back and forth, of course, but like we just like have things like be like, oh, can we go to the bubbler? And like now she knows what it means because I say it so many times. But she's the first just like, you mean? Like, what are you talking about? I'm sure I think I had the same thing with Adrian McBeard's Guns in the Discord. I think I called it supper, and he's like, supper? What are you, like a middle-aged person in the Midwest? Like, okay, I'm sorry, from Wisconsin.
You were like, I was raised by them.
this is where it come. I'm sorry that we say these weird things, and it's very. And also it's funny too because I used to have a bad Wisconsin accent from where I was from, and I've definitely tried to tone it down. But it's funny because like my parents are just here a couple of weeks ago for my birthday / the holidays, and they still have kind of accent. So after they left, like I picked back up that accent. I started talking like them, and it was so bad.
Yeah, the only time my Wisconsin accent comes out is when I say Wisconsin because of cool. Well, thank you for playing Disney or Datney. Next, just a couple of questions to like get to know you a little bit better. I know you've been very active with the community for a while. So tell us a little bit about what got you into sneakers, but also what got you into Disney.
So, like I kind of joked about, I am from the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin originally. I claim Milwaukee just because if you ask anyone if they know about Wisconsin, they're just gonna say, "Oh, Milwaukee," because that's all I really know. So that or Green Bay, but so I just always like just if it comes down to it, like, yeah, I'm from Milwaukee. So, but anyway, so because of being from the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, wasn't really a big sneaker thing as you can imagine. It's a lot more pickup truck, redneck activities and stuff like that. So, and I was never into that. Like it was just a lot of like closed-mindedness that happened there, and I was never into that. And like when from a young age, like my dad really got me into just like seeing other things outside of being like just Wisconsin stuff. And like my parents did a good job of that. So from that, I was able to like, pick up on sneakers. I love basketball from a young age. So of course you grow up idolizing Jordan, LeBron, all the great players that have had a huge influence on the sneaker game. So because of that, like that's what really got me into sneakers was just the love of basketball. Kind of want to be my own thing and not kind of follow with the crowd. And then just, just a lot from my parents too.
Nice. How'd you get into Disney?
That was also attributed to my parents. They started taking me right when I was born. We would go every single year. We'd go down to Disney World once or twice a year, depending on how, the year was. So we started right from when I was born, and every single year since up until we moved down here a couple of years ago. Even like when we moved back up to Wisconsin for like a brief stint, and then now that we're back down here, just we go all the time back then and even now. So. And of course, like I grew up watching like the movies and stuff like that. So Disney was always just a huge part of like my life. So yeah.
Nice. Do you have like siblings, or it's just you and your parents that would go?
So I was talking to my parents about being on here, and they wanted me to tell the story that apparently, I don't remember this. When I was younger, they asked me, would you rather have a sibling, or would you rather go to Disney every single year? And all I can say is I'm the only only child. So that's how that decision worked out.
Dang.
That was very considerate of them to give you that choice. As somebody who grew up as an only child for most of my life, I feel like I would have probably made that same choice.
They've told me since then that we were not gonna have another kid anyways. It was just kind of like a joke because I asked about having like a brother or sister once, and they're just like, well, you can do this or you can do this, and I chose, of course, Disney. So they're just like, oh, thank God, we weren't gonna do it anyway.
That's hilarious, but I mean, also a valid point because children are expensive. It's just what I from all of my friends who have children. Cool. Matt, did you have any questions for Griffin?
All right, I guess Wisconsin is known for their cheese. What's your favorite cheese?
This is a tough question. It's like picking your favorite child. I mean, oh, yep. Nope, I already know what it is. Sorry. It took me a couple seconds to think of it, and this is the one thing I can share with our Canadian friends in Discord. Cheese curds. Best thing. And no matter what form they are, we deep fry our cheese curds up in Wisconsin. So if you just ever say like, oh, cheese curds, we usually have like the cheese curds you think of when we think of like poutine, but we usually beer batter them or just batter them in general, throw them in a deep fryer. So good. It's such a weird thing though, because Wisconsin's like the only place that does that. Like even like down here in Florida, you can go to like a Culver's and like they'll have.
I was gonna say there's Culver's.
They're not that. They're not that. That's the sad thing.
Is it still squeaky when you fry them?
Yeah. If you get good ones, yes. If they're not good ones, no. If they're like, that's what my beef is with Culver's, is like Culver's in general is so good, but their cheese curds for being in a Wisconsin, it literally has Wisconsin all over it because it's such a bad name for cheese curds. Like they're just, you have to have a better quality cheese curds besides those things because they're just so breaded. You need a nice like thin battered cheese curd. So good.
Okay, I want it, but I know it's
Interesting.
my stomach, but I still want it. Cool. So, how did you find the Kicks at the Castle community, and kind of what's been your like experience being involved in the Discord? I know you're pretty active in the community, so tell us a little bit about that.
So I first started kind of getting into Kicks at the Castle. I think it was back during the pandemic when like everything first started, kind of like I started seeing you guys on Instagram. I started kind of being a little bit more active on Instagram then, because back then I kind of wanted like a Disney Instagram page that I don't post on. I haven't posted on there in like 2 or 3 years because I rather just post on this one. But back then, like I first saw like the Kicks at the Castle thing, I'm like, this is cool because it kind of combines like I've always been a huge sneakerhead, and then I've always just been like a huge Disney person, so I was able to kind of just mash the two things together that I really enjoyed. So that was as soon as I saw you guys had that, and then I saw that the what do you want to call it? The podcast actually started too. And I instantly, as soon as that got started, I've been watching / listening to it since like the first day. And then I wasn't ever really big into Discord, and then all of a sudden I joined Discord just literally just like I said, just for this too, because it just I was like, oh, I'll try Discord, see what it is, and then just being able to talk to people and just like meet everyone that's on the Discord and meet up with everyone that's like in general, like the podcast that's on there, like, on here too. It's just been really cool. Like it's been really nice, and I've met some really good friends from this, so I really like appreciated like this kind of outlet of just like combining my two interests together in this very niche community.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what Discord is. Like some people, like when they message me, or like I'll just be talking to them and I'll be like, oh, you should join the Discord, and like, oh, what's that? And then like I don't even know how to describe it. Like I guess like if you don't have Slack at work, because I use Slack at work. But yeah, I kind of just give them like, oh, it's just like a chat room of just like a whole bunch of people in the community just talking about sneakers and Disney. But
yeah, it's kind of like the biggest thing I can compare it to is like Reddit almost, except better. I don't know, because it kind of reminds me of like some stuff that like when I used to go on Reddit a lot, like it kind of reminds me of that. Like meet with like more of like a basic like chat room thing for like each individual topic. Like, and I think I like that a lot.
Yeah, I like that too. That's how I think of it too. It's kind of like when you find a like subreddit that you like, but then it's just more like active communication versus a little bit more passive, like adding to a post, because we're just like chatting about all kinds of stuff in there all day. So yeah, I mean, it's been awesome having you as part of the community. Obviously, we've all been making friends in there. It's so funny, like we all get to know each other in there. Sometimes we don't even know each other's like full first names or anything. But yeah, it's been great like having more people join the podcast as well, so we can get to know more about you all and your interests. So I just want to say thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for creating such a like great community to join. Like I said, it's been nice to stay able to have like a community that like kind of combines all the things that I love together, and like everyone has just been so nice and like so inclusive on there too, that like if anyone asks me, like I always like make sure to like if they like have any interest at all that I talk to them, like you should join the Discord, like and just like meet new people, talk with people, like even like talk out to people on Instagram. Like I think originally started before I even joined the Discord, it was just me randomly messaging Irv and just like talking to him, and he mentioned like, hey, you should join the Discord, so stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's been nice meeting people too in person, like whenever like they come down to the parks, or like meeting up with like other people who are locals. Like me and Phil go to the parks all the time now, so stuff like that.
Yeah,
that part's rad. Well, for sure, when you make it out to California, you'll have to let John and I know. We've definitely been trying to figure out how we can coordinate more when people are over here to link up in the park, and it's been pretty fun. So yeah, look forward to having you visit California at some point.
Yeah, one of these days we'll have a big event.
Kicks at the Castle Fest.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that's the funny thing is like, man, I talk all the time on Instagram and like of course Discord too, but like him and I have never met each other. I've had a map for him for the 40th anniversary of Epcot in the backseat of my car for months now, because I have a spare one. I'm just like, hey, like when I got like the day of, I'm like, hey, do you want a map? And he said, yeah. And
one of these days I'm gonna get it. Our schedules are so different. One of these days.
Well, he's just as great in person. All right, cool. Well, I don't have any more questions. Matt, did you have any other questions?
Let me see if Discord has any.
Yeah, I wanted to say the Wayne's World thing, but like
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
So that's actually not what it means. So for the Waynesboro fans, that's not what it means. It's kind of one of the things that could be interpreted as. That's why I saw that. I was like, maybe she saw that too on there, but it's actually means the gathering place. And the Milwaukee Bucks did a really cool thing with it this year. As you can see, huge Bucks fan, Bucks and 6. They did a really cool thing with it this year for their, like, I forgot what their city edition jerseys that they did, like the gathering place, and I did a lot of because it's like Native American inspired, of course. So they did a lot of stuff like with indigenous designs on the side of it too. And like the blue, because it's supposed to be the gathering place at the foot of the lake and stuff like that. So it's really cool. And they did a good job with that. So if you watch the movie, it actually means the gathering place, not the good land.
So I should write Alice Cooper a
Yep.
letter letting him know that he has missed
A very strongly worded letter.
generations of people. I will take action on that immediately. I will say,
Dear
on
Mr.
behalf
Cooper.
of this indigenous person that I am, I would appreciate if you would give the right information. Well, thanks again for joining us. And thank you again to everyone for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review for us, and check us out on YouTube and join us in our Discord so you can be a part of the community as well. We are Kicks at the Castle, and you can follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to tag us and use the hashtag Kicks at the Castle. You might be featured next in our Fit Picks. Big Drip Griffin, how can they find you?
So you can look me up. I am at big_drip_grip on Instagram. I have another Instagram but I don't use, but just look for that one.
Awesome. And I'm Ruby. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Rubes, ROOBSS. You can find our man John at Weekends with Walt. And Matt, how can the folks find you?
You can find me at the Disney Hypebeast on Instagram.
All right. That's all we got for you. Until next time, peace out.
Peace.
MICKEY